Hello everybody, it's McClintock. I am back after a bit of a long break there. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, but it's good to be back again showing you some more SolForge. Now I'm very happy to be showing you this game because SolForge has gone into open beta. It went open beta 2 days ago, and I wanted to get into the game and show you basically a lot of my booster packs. And the game went through a bit of a rough start, as you might expect from an open beta launch. A lot of client and server-side issues that they are still addressing. But last night I checked in, I logged in again, and the game has reached a level of stability that I can actually play some games, actually build some decks, start building some decks, and actually get into a game without getting booted out. So I thought this was as good a time as any to make this video and at least for this episode just show you a bunch of pack openings and give you a taste of how the packs work, what kind of cards you're going to see, and expose you to a lot of the new cards that are out there. Now, the game, I should say, is, since it's open beta, it was originally conceived as a free-to-play game, so you can go on Steam or the iOS App Store and download the game right now and start playing. Now, depending on if you went for the Steam Early Access from about a month ago, or if you are a Kickstarter backer from late last year, you'll have a bunch of cards, decks, and booster packs already awarded to your account. So in my case, I was a Kickstarter backer, and then when they rolled out the early access program, they kindly extended those perks to the Kickstarter backers as well. So I found myself with a ton of booster packs. And since I logged in last night and things were working, I could not help but just open a bunch. I opened about 10 packs plus one of the freebie packs that they give out. So without too much preamble, I just want to jump in and show you the open beta version of SolForge. So some changes to the main menu that they've made here. They have your status bar at the bottom now with your username, your portrait, the inventory that also shows a counter for your silver currency, which you see here. I have 5,600. This should be updated. There's a bit of a lag now where you're awarded like a daily bonus. They show you this chest that you click on, and the daily bonus will award you a bunch of silver and give you a booster pack. Now, the booster pack that you get from the daily reward is the basic booster pack. And right now there's a lag where it doesn't really update your totals right away. Sometimes it does, this time it didn't. I'm supposed to have about maybe 7,350 instead of 5,600. And then you also have your gold currency. Now, difference of course is silver is your soft currency. This is a renewable currency. You earn this through playing and from logging in. Your gold is a premium currency, so you can only get more of this by paying real dollars and cents. So at this point I've clicked on the inventory, so it shows me what I have. Now I logged in earlier and I got my basic booster pack, so I have one waiting for me. And when the open beta went live, I had a total of, I think, 46. Actually I had 45. Then there was some glitch where I got my daily reward, and instead of giving me a basic booster pack, they gave me a normal booster pack. So I had 45, but I got a bonus normal pack, so I had 46. I opened 10 last night, so now I'm down to 36 packs, which is still quite a lot of packs. That's essentially the same number of packs you would get in a Magic the Gathering box, booster pack box. So that's pretty crazy. I don't know if we will have the time or endurance to open all these, especially since I want to go over each of the cards, look at them, and discuss them. we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we do for time. So, what do I want to cover next? You can click on the pack and it gives you information on how the cards are organized. It gives you an idea of how the drops happen. So for the basic booster pack, you're only getting 3 cards. It says here it includes at least 1 rare card and a chance to open a heroic or legendary card. With the normal booster pack, this is going to be the most common one. This one you get 8 cards. It includes at least 2 rare cards and a heroic card. And there's a chance to open a legendary card. Let's go to the store for a sec. So we're going to take a look at the premium booster pack. Premium one contains 10 cards, includes at least 1 legendary card, 3 heroic cards, and 3 rare cards. So they guarantee you a set number of types of cards here, which is good. However, a premium booster pack will cost you 3,250 gold. And as well, you can only buy normal packs with the gold currency, gold premium currency. Those cost 560 gold. The basic booster packs is the only one you can purchase with your silver. And silver is also used to buy the skins. As well, you can buy the skins with your premium currency. Take a look at the skins here. We have the Aloyan faction skin, which is a very high-tech, sci-fi looking Utera, Necrium, and the Tempest. Personally, I like the Tempest the best. The Necrium one looks kind of tacky. Yeah, Aloyan and the Utera skins look okay. So that's pretty much the lay of the land in terms of the store, and even you could say their economy. What do I want to say? A word about their categorizations for card rarities. So, common in SolForge, common is just common, right? Rare is the next one up. So, for those of you who play Magic, the next step up from common and Magic is uncommon. So the equivalent of uncommon and Magic in SolForge is rare. Okay, so the next step up from that in SolForge is heroic. Now in Magic, the equivalent would be rare. And finally, the fourth and final rarity in SolForge is legendary. And of course in Magic, the equivalent there is mythic. So, just for review, SolForge, there are 4 rarities. Starting from the bottom, we have common, then we have rare, then we have heroic, and finally legendary. Alright, got that straight. Why don't we start opening some packs? Actually, real quickly, going to the deck builder interface. Not too much has changed in this interface. I remember in the episode 8 where I first did the SolForge video, I was commenting about the lack of imagery, but then I failed to notice this toggle here, which switches the text view to thumbnails cards. And to me, I like this a lot better. What's still missing though is sort of like a separate pane to actually see all the levels of a card at once. You still have to click through the levels filter to see all that, or alternatively you still have to click the card, wait for the pop-up, and then from there you can drag and view each stage of any particular card, cancel to go back to the main view. It's functional, as I said before, and I think there's still some filters they could implement to make sort of sorting the cards a little bit more manageable, but for now, with the limited cards that I do have and the limited cards in the set overall, the set they're calling Alpha, and by the way, it has about, I think, 180 cards in the set. So just based on how things are now, I think it works just fine. Of course, everything can be improved. So I've already made a quick deck here. Here's a bit of a weirdness too, where I have a bunch of decks I made during the early access phase of the game, and if I were to try to load these up now, they're not going to load. Nothing's going to happen because essentially a lot of those cards have been disabled or removed because I actually didn't own them, or those cards maybe don't exist anymore. So I think to simplify things, they just bar you from even accessing these old decks that you made before the open beta, which is fine. So I have a complete deck called Rush, which is Utera and I think Aloyan, green and white. And I'm in the middle of putting together these two other decks, Agile Assassins and Leon up. So I'll show you Rush, since that's actually complete. It's not actually complete. I still want to open more packs and fill it out, but the concept behind this deck is really simple. It's more of like an aggro weenies deck, where you have a lot of aggressive creatures like this Ashurian Mystic, guys who can attack the turn they come out, the guys who will duplicate themselves like this Aether Hound. Right. So if we were to just filter out Tempest and filter out Necrium and Aloyan. There's actually Tempest and Utera deck, sorry. So we can see here that I put a lot of the quick, sort of lower powered creatures in here. We have the Lightning Worm. So we'll tune this up a bit, either in this episode or the next one. I do find that just from playing against the CPU, the hard AI, that this runs out of steam in the mid game as the opponent starts putting out some level 2, level 3 creatures. This deck kind of has a little trouble keeping out, even though I have some ferocious roars. I have things like Enrage, sort of trying to boost up my weaker guys, but I found that, yeah, it can be a little touch and go once I get past the early stages of the game and I'm trying to keep the momentum going, and I find this deck kind of runs out of steam a little bit. So, not to spend too much time in the deck build, that was not my intention. I wanted to get to my packs and open them. So why don't we start with the basic booster packs, the least exciting one, but this one that like all players are going to see since you get them for simply just logging in each day. Let's open it. Are you sure you want to open this booster pack? Yes. Nice little transition there. Alright, so we have 3 Utera cards. We have another Deep Branch Prowler. We have an Enrage, aka Jangroth. And we have a rare card, which is, in Magic parlance, that would be uncommon. We have the Oxodon Spitter. This guy's not too strong. His level 3 is actually decent in terms of his size, but his unique ability is that when he enters the field, target creature an opponent controls loses and can't get armor. So he basically just erodes the armor off of an enemy creature. So that ability pretty much stays constant. Oh, actually, yeah, once you get to level 3, when this guy comes onto the battlefield, all creatures an opponent has that has armor, they lose it and they can't ever get armor back, so that's pretty cool. So just a quick word about, actually I'll talk about that now. You can tell what rarity a card is by looking at the handy dandy symbol. So like in the middle of the card, set off to the right edge. And I like to call it the star, even though this is a triangle. It's basically you're looking for the star and the number of points it has, and also the color. So when you have this green triangle with the 3 points, this is a common card. again, we have another common card. Oxidon Spitter. This is the rare. So you have 4 points, and it's more of this blue star. Okay. So from here you can jump straight into the deck builder, and or you can open another pack. Now in this case, it's saying that we're out of the basic booster packs, and it's like you can get more. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it'll just take you right to the store. But I just wanted to open more of the normal booster packs. So the cool thing is, once you're in the store interface, you can still access your inventory. So I have no more basic booster packs, but I have a bunch of normal booster packs. And I can, from this interface, open them. So let's just do that. Let's open a bunch of these. Yes. So it takes us back into the pack opening screen. Now we get 8 cards in our normal booster pack, and it's nice. It just calls out the any cards that are rare or higher. So in this case, we have 2 rares and we have our heroic. So why don't we just let's look at the exciting cards first. So let's start with the heroic card. So we have an Alolan card. This guy is pretty nice. I've already opened 2 of these up. Battle Technician. While Battle Technician is in the center lane, other creatures you control get +2 attack. So this is it's a different take on the General from this faction. The General would buff the guys adjacent to him. This guy just asks that you put him in the center lane. And once that happens, even guys on the outer edges of the battlefield, on your side of course, will get the attack boost. And it seems like this guy's a little bit stronger than the General. So I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. We have Energy Surge, another alluring card. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to show you, bring your attention to the star here. So we have 5 points now. It's a gold star. And this is the heroic. So this is the 3rd tier of rarity. Energy Surge, going down 1 tier to rare, the 4 points on the star. This guy, draw a card advantage. So level 2, you get to, they have a new keyword, it's called free. What this is playing this card does not count towards your 2 card play limit per turn. So you can draw 2 cards. And then at level 3 you can draw 3 cards. This is pretty sweet. There is an Alolan creature that has this ability built in, where you can draw cards when it comes into play, but he doesn't get the free keyword. Then our other rare is Natural Selection, Utera. If you control a creature in every lane, destroy target level 1 creature. Okay. Cool. So this is gonna go really well with a weenie deck, where you can spit out a bunch of guys, put out creatures that multiply on their own, like the Echo Wisp, the Ether Hound, that sort of thing. If you're really good at filling up your lanes of creatures, even really expendable ones, you fire this guy off, and then you can snipe a creature. Fortunately, at the 1st level, you can only snipe a level 1 creature, but it'll ramp up to where once you get to level 3, it can be any creature. Any creature is fair game. And then just a quick glance at the commons. We have Stonefist Giant. We have the Wind Primordial. We have the Fangwood Ravager. Palladium Pulse Mage. When they come onto the battlefield, they apply an attack debuff to 1 creature on the other side. And we have the Deep Branch Prowler. This guy's pretty solid. I like this guy. Breakthrough is SolForge's version of Trample. So so we have more packs open. So that button where it said to get more packs, that's not going to show up. It's going to be Open X Pack. So let's do that. Pretty looking packs right there. Alright, so, oh wow, this is a good pack because we don't have any rares, we don't have we have 3 heroics instead of the usual 2 rares and a chance for a heroic or legendary. That is good stuff, and I also noticed a lot of cards I haven't seen before. So let's start with the first hero card up here in the corner. SolForge Avatar. Actually, yeah, I've seen this guy before, actually. Necrium card. So this guy is going to be really good if you're heavy on Necrium, or if you make an all Necrium deck. He's going to get +1/+1 for each other Necrium card in your hand, and he also has Regenerate. Pretty solid. Pretty sweet if you're going to go all Necrium. Then we have the Dreadbolt as our other heroic card, Necrium spell. Target level 1 creature gets health equal to its attack this turn. Okay. Target level 2 or lower creature gets... Oh, minus health. Sorry. I didn't notice that minus symbol. And finally, yeah. Target creature gets minus health equal to its... Oh, okay. So I thought this was like a buff. It's actually a debuff. It's actually going to kill quite a lot of creatures. So that's a pretty cool spell. And then finally, our third hero card in this pack is SolForge Avatar. It's a Tempest creature. It's a new one to me. It's the first time seeing this one. When SolForge Avatar enters the field, it gets +1 attack and +1 health for each Tempest card in your hand. Okay, so it's pretty much the spitting image on the Tempest side of things as the SolForge Avatar. Now the only difference is their keyword ability here is mobility, and what this is, it allows the guy to move around the board. Most guys you put out onto the battlefield, they stay in their lane that they were summoned at. When you have a mobility, you get to move around, and the number next to the keyword tells you how many spaces, how many lanes you can move over. So this guy is pretty nice. He's not... Yeah. This guy gets pretty strong as well if you're going to go all Tempest. Good pack. Just got a glance at some of the common cards. Not going to go through all of them again. Nexus Pilot, Aloyan faction. While Nexus Pilot is in the center lane, it gets +2 attack and +4 health. Another center lane, a creature... Seems okay. Now you may be thinking, oh, it's kind of tricky to always, make room for this person, keep the center lane open. But the thing is, you can always summon on top of something else, right? If you have a creature occupying a lane, you decide you may not want him there anymore, and just overwrite him with something else. So there is some flexibility with this sort of ability, since you don't know when you're going to draw a card like this all the time. Yeah, so it's not as awkward to use as it seems. Let's open the next pack. Nice. In this pack, we have 2 rares and a legendary. So let's take a look at the legendary card. It's a Tempest card. It's a creature. Zix Storm Herald. Activate ability. Zix battles an additional time this turn. Now that is pretty sweet. So with activate abilities, the creature has to be on defensive, so you cannot fire it off as soon as they come onto play. Well, this is a pretty good ability. And at the maximum level, he can also move around. And legendary card, the symbol to tell you it's legendary is a red star with 6 points. Alright? And take a look at our rare card here. Is the Windcaller Shaman. Can make other creatures on your side move around the board. And we have the Uranti Cryomancer. Oh yeah, I've seen this guy before. This guy's activated ability, he can deal 1 damage to her creature, and that ramps up as he levels up. 3 damage and 5 damage. Very low on power, but his toughness is high, and I think that kind of keeps him with the design of the card. You want to keep him around enough to poke at people with his activated power, but he's not really going to be a super powerhouse in combat. Alright, cool. And let's take a look at this one. This one's the Gloom Reaper Witch. Gloom Reaper Witch enters the field. You may destroy target creature with 1 or less attack when opponent controls. So this is not too bad of a card, although it just really targets really weak, really low powered creatures. Probably pretty useful early in the match, but later on, like, some guys get so big that even at level 3, it's looking for guys with an attack of 7. It's gonna be rare. You're gonna be like sniping the more sort of utility creatures with this Gloom Reaper Witch. Either hounds, more of these guys. I like these guys. And yeah, let's move on. Oh, wait, new card. I haven't seen this one before. It's a common Rimehorn Charger. Tempest creature. It has mobility. Alright, seems okay. Open next pack. Oh, right, so we got 4 rares in this pack and a heroic. So it's not a bad pack. Let's go in order since I don't recognize some of these guys. Why? Seeing Disintegrate. This is a direct damage to the opponent. Cannot target creatures, so that kind of doesn't make it quite as sexy for me. And we've seen the Gloom Reaper Witch. What's the other common here? Deepwood Bear Rider. Just a very vanilla creature. Just gets stronger, mostly in power. In attack. I keep saying power, I'm just so used to magic. I'm sure most of you out there know what I mean. But then our rares, let's take a look. Necroslime. So activated ability, deal 3 damage to another creature you control. Necroslime gets +2 attack and +2 health. Okay, yes, very much keeping in the Necrium play style of hurting oneself in some way to get stronger or to gain an advantage, sacrificing or damaging yourself. So yeah. When you get to level 3 of this, okay, yeah. So the trade-off, the damage you deal stays to 3, but then the boost you get ramps up, doubles essentially each time. So yeah, it's not a bad card. Rift Lasher, a Tempest Fire Elemental. When Rift the Lasher deals battle damage to a player on your turn, you may have it deal that much damage to target creature that player controls. To target player that player controls. Okay, so essentially, yeah, if this guy gets through, hits your opponent, you can bounce some more damage to one of his creatures. Yeah, good guy to have if you have ways of removing creatures efficiently, or ways of using mobility buffs to move this guy around into an open spot where you can smack your opponent unopposed. The other rare is the Flamestoke Shaman. So he has an activated ability, a target adjacent level 1 creature you control gets aggressive. Aggressive, of course, is SolForge's version of haste. They can attack. They can go on the offensive the moment they come into play. And basically, it gets better by removing the level restriction of the target card as you go up. And he gets pretty strong, 18-12. And our heroic card here is another battle technician, so we know what this guy does. I have like 4 of these now. So when you talk about playsets in SolForge, you can only have 3 of any one card in a deck. You can only have three copies of the same card in the deck. So I've already hit my place at a battle technician. I'm just getting extras now. And I'm sorry I missed out on this guy. A natural selection. It's a rare. We saw this guy already. Cool. Good pack. Let's open another one. I think this is gonna go on for another 10 minutes or something. I'm not gonna get through all the packs. They're just too many. And then it's probably getting dull. I'm sure a lot of you are getting a kick out of seeing what cards come on these packs. Opening packs is always great fun for us TCG players. But yeah, for myself, I think it's more for myself. I'm just like talking myself dry here as I'm just opening pack after pack. But I do want to give the cards their due, and I don't want to gloss over stuff. I don't want to gloss over too much in case we have some new players here that haven't seen as many of these cards as I have. So just trying to find that right balance. I'll stop talking and let's look at the cards. So our first rare in this pack is Aerial Surge. Now this is a pretty handy card for evading. So this is just a spell, but you play this and you're going to move one of your creatures one lane over in either direction. And as it levels up, you can increase the range. So at its max, you can have mobility 3 on one of your creatures. Our other rare is the Spring Dryad. I have a bunch of these already, but it's a pretty solid rare card. What happens is you put this guy up first, and then you play any other creatures afterwards. And if you have creatures that multiply or put duplicates of themselves, then yeah, this guy's gonna get buffed up pretty quickly. Not so impressive at level 1, but being at level 2 and when you hit level 3, it gets pretty substantial. How large you can grow this creature. Pretty good card. And then our heroic card here is the Unrelenting Dead. Now this is a new card for me. It's just got Regenerate, but it's a Regenerate 4. At the start of each turn, a creature with Regenerate 4 heals 4 damage from itself. Boost to 8 at level 2, and finally to Regenerate 14. Level 3. He's got a big belly, he's not afraid to use it. And in terms of the common cards, the ones that stick out to me are Magma Hound. I like this guy. When he comes into play, he just pokes someone for damage. Grave Pact, the Necroom card, where you can destroy one of your own creatures, and in exchange you can target an opponent's creature, and that's capped by a level. And so this works really well with a lot of Necroom creatures that essentially, when they die, they kind of stick around. They might spit out a zombie, or they might transform into like a lower powered version of themselves. But the basic idea is like you can't just kill a Necroom creature the first time. You gotta kill them again when they come back in a different form. Now, a card like Grave Pact combos very well with any of these creatures, since you put it out, it's like, okay, well, he has another life, so may as well just use it. Kill my own guy, he's gonna come back in a different form. I still have a guy in play, but then now I can target another one, an opponent's creature. Maybe that creature is gonna be very vulnerable to being removed. Not gonna have an answer for that. So that is cool. Let's open another pack. So this one's more of a standard pack. We have our 2 rares and 1 heroic. Let's look at our heroic. I've never seen this card before. Lifeblood Dryad. So this, I recognize art as this girl you see very prominently on the load screen for SolForge. When Lifeblood Dryad enters the field, should I be saying Dryad? I'll say Dryad for now. When Lifeblood Dryad enters the field, if you control creature in every lane, each creature you control gets +1 attack bonus now. That is nice. Again, good for those rushing, aggressive decks that spit out a lot of creatures at once. You can really overwhelm the other guy once you move this Lifeblood Dryad out. Then we have the Bulwark Bash as one of our rares, a spell. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its armor to target creature an opponent controls. So yeah, it's gonna, I guess, favor the robot creatures tend to have armor. A lot of Alolan creatures in general have armor, so yeah, it's got a use. I haven't really, I find with the Alolan, probably not to my play style, but I can definitely see where they are pretty sharp. It takes some finesse. So the Steel Shaper Savant is gonna basically apply armor buffs to his buddies. See, at level 3, when you play a level 2 or lower card, you may have another target creature you control get armor 4. So as long as this guy is hanging around, you play a level 2 or lower creature, you can give armor 4 to someone else, or to that creature, or even to the Steel Shaper Savant. So yeah, good combo with the Bulwark Bash there. In terms of the common cards, yeah, we have a Lightning Spark. A very versatile direct damage spell. Stormcaller, a vanilla creature in the Tempest faction. Sparkbot, a vanilla creature in the Alolan faction. Cavern Hydra, regenerating Utera creature. Nature Warden. I think this guy got changed slightly. His original wording was that when he entered the field, he would only be able to target a robot creature you control, but now he can just target any creature, if I recall correctly. And so they made a change so he's more versatile, which is good. The guy looks like Master Chief, and I'd like to be able to use him with a deck that isn't so robot heavy, should I say. I just want to sprinkle some robots in and not have any other robots at all, but this Nature's Warden, it's got more use. Open another pack. I wish they would have different pictures on these packs. As it is, there's only one set picture for each type of pack, so I know it's nitpicking, but yeah. And so another standard pack, 2 rares, 1 heroic. Our heroic is this awesome guy, Grimgaunt Predator. Now, I'm not really sure if... Okay, so in the early version of the SolForge, they had the Grimgaunt Devourer, and I showcased that guy in my previous video. And I'm very sorry, my phone is ringing. I don't know if it's a front door. I could have delivery. Please hold. No, it's just one of those annoying robocalls. Marketing. Oh, there's my phone again. Hello? Hello, who are you looking for? Hello, is this a delivery? Yeah, wrong number. Sorry. Wow. Very sorry for that interruption. I should really disconnect my front door buzzer phone during these videos. Apparently I can also receive incoming calls from other people using telephones, not just from the front door, and I get a lot of marketing spam calls, robocalls. Once in a while it's legitimate, where someone is at the front door attempting to deliver a package to us. In this case, this was not the case. I thought it was, but it was just some frantic man just babbling in my ear. So I'm very sorry for that interruption, and I was talking about the Grimgaunt Predator. They had a card called the Grimgaunt Devourer in a previous version of SolForge. That guy was awesome, because every time any creature died, he would get a boost to his attack and health. Now I don't know if they've wiped that guy out and they replaced him with this guy, or if they have both cards in existence and they made the Grimgaunt Devourer a legendary card, perhaps, because he's so crazy. But for now, all I've seen is the Grimgaunt Predator. This guy is still pretty sweet. He's a heroic card, and he has a similar ability, except he's limited by the creature has to die in the same lane that he exists in. So let's say a guy opposite him, right? Then he gets the boost. But he also has the mobility keyword, which becomes really nasty once he gets up there in attack and health. You really have to watch for this guy, as he'll just dance around a guy that you put on your turn who doesn't have, say, aggressiveness, and he'll just dance around him and smack you directly on his turn. And his art is sweet, so this card, I'm very glad to have this card. I have two of these guys now. Our rare here is the Lightshaper Savant. It seems like a good card. I've never really used this card to great effect. Level 1, it does nothing. It's a vanilla 4/6. Starting at level 2, when you play a level 1 card, you may have another target creature you control get +3 attack and +3 health. I think that is the main thing. I don't have a good sense of how to use cards that sit on the battlefield and they wait for another card of a specific level to come into play before their ability triggers, because I find that really limiting, and I'm more of the type of player to just play the best card for the situation at hand. I don't like trying to set up these weird combos where it's like, well, I could have this, I've leveled up enough so I'm drawing my level 2 cards and I can play them, and I have not invested in the level 1 cards, in some of my level 1 cards. Now when I draw into some level 1 cards, I don't necessarily want to play those guys just to get this boost, but maybe I do. I think I need to give this card more of a chance. It seems really solid. I gotta say, I'm not the best SolForge player either, so there's a lot for me to learn, and we'll go on that journey together in the next episode and actually play some games. Primal Surge is the final rare in this pack. It's a spell. It's Utera. Target creature gets +1 attack and +1 health. Okay, so I was wondering, how is this going to be better than Enrage? And now we see, starting at level 2, it adds the free keyword. And so yeah, when you get to level 3, the buff you get is gonna approach the buff you get from a level 1 Enrage, but you get the free, which means you can play your 2 cards in your turn, and as a bonus, you can slam this guy out. Not bad. Common cards, we got our Bramblewood Guardian, a vanilla creature. We have this gross looking guy. When Graveborn Glutton is destroyed, it deals 1 to 4 damage to each opponent. So far, I haven't been a huge fan of these random range effects, where it's like 2 to 8, 4 to 12. I haven't also been a fan of, there's that creature in the Utera faction. It's a pack of wolves. When you play them, there's a 50% chance that you'll get an extra one you can put into an available lane. And then that one will also, they'll flip the coin again for that new copy, and they'll keep doing it until you run out of luck or you run out of lanes. So that card can be really impressive, but at the same time it can just fizzle, and then you're only left with like an extremely weak creature. So I generally don't like to play around with those probabilities. I tend to go for those predictable effects. That's just me though. Shall we just open a couple more packs and then call it? Let's do that. I clicked on Open Next Pack and no response. I wonder if it's just lag. Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, definitely some lag. They skipped over the pack opening animation, and now they're just showing my cards. That's a little bit weird. slightly better pack because we have 2 hero cards. We have the Flesh Fiend, which I've seen a lot of this card back when they just gave you as many Flesh Fiend copies as cards as you can handle. I didn't know it was a hero card. I always thought it was like a common or something. But yeah, no, it makes sense now. It's a pretty good card. It doesn't do too much at level 1. Yeah, level 2 is one of those cards that when it dies, it's gonna come back in a different, weaker form. So in this case, he dies. The Flesh Fiend at level 2 dies. He'll come back as a level 1 Flesh Fiend. And then if a level 3 Flesh Fiend dies, he'll come back as a level 2. And level 3 Flesh Fiend is pretty buff at 15/15. Yeah, cool. Our other card here, this is a rare card, sorry. It's a Corpse Crawler, so you have to sacrifice a creature when this guy comes into play. The upside is he's a pretty buff guy. At level 1 he's 7/8. Level 2, 12/13. Level 3, 20/21. So very much a card you can work in with an all Necrium deck, or Necrium and Utera. Utera tends to spit out a bunch of smaller creatures at once, so you can have some fodder to feed this guy. So the drawback isn't quite as harsh. Our second hero card is another Necrium card. It's the Witherfrost Succubus. Oh, I like this one. I like this one very much. I'm just looking at the image. I'm sorry, I haven't read the text. Activate. Target creature gets -3 attack and -3 health this turn. That is not too shabby. She sucks in combat, and she doesn't really get much stronger. She needs a lot of support to stay alive. Just say that. But at level 3, she can debuff someone -7, -7. Okay. What else can we look at? We have Lightning Brand, which is a common Tempest spell. Target level 1 creature gets aggressive. Okay. Okay. Ooh, Necrotic Worm. I think this is a vanilla Necrium creature. Yeah. Look at that worm. Zithrian Hulk. It's a very Necrium heavy pack, eh? Another vanilla creature. And yes, we have the Water Walker. Okay. And let's just open up one more pack. Oh, nice. 3 rares and 1 heroic, and our heroic is another one of these predators. Love it. Oh, love it so much. Let's go in reverse order. We have Lightbringer Cleric, Utera creature. At the start of your turn, you gain 1/4 health. Okay, one of these ranged effects again. Otherwise, pretty vanilla. But yeah, I mean, there's gotta be a life gain deck you can build that's gonna have a lot of staying power, and you can ramp up to some really large level 3 creatures. So this guy's gonna keep you in the game. Steel Shaper Savant, we've seen this guy before. And our final rare is Bulwark Bash. Funny how in another pack I got, as my 2 rares, I got the Bulwark Bash. Bulwark? That's such an awkward word. We got the Bulwark Bash and the Steel Shaper Savant in the same pack. So yeah, they seem to combo nicely in play and in packs as well. In terms of other cards, Nexus Core is a new one for me. It's Defender. So yeah, the defenders cannot go on the offensive essentially. Look at the health on this guy. 40 at level 3. So yeah, I haven't really built a lot of these slow burn decks where you're trying to hold off your opponent in order to level up cards quickly, get a lot of card advantage, and ramp up to some crazy level 3 creature that's unstoppable. But something like this is going to work towards that strategy fairly well. Of course, very vulnerable to something like Cult of Weak, since that thing targets attack power, and this always has 0. So yeah, there's a counter for everything, which is good. Aegis Conscript. It's a Aloyan creature here. When Aegis Conscript enters the field, you may have target creature you control get armor 1. Okay. I like how this guy levels up in terms of his image. Very nice. Yeah, solid guy. And let's open up one more. I said this one would be last, but let's do one more. I lost track of how many packs I've opened so far, but another decent pack. We have 3 rares and a hero. We got another one of these Witherfrost Succubus. We have Blightwalker, which I did not realize was the rare rarity. Blightwalker. When Blightwalker deals battle damage to a level 1 creature, destroy that creature. This goes up. Target higher level creatures. This guy's pretty sweet. He has essentially what's called Death Touch. If you play Magic. I've been burned in a couple games where he'll fight a guy who has armor, and if he hits a guy with armor, his this ability does not trigger. You have to hit the guy directly. You cannot hit armor. He has to deal damage to the opposing creature directly. So yeah, I've been burned quite a bit. Especially his power is pretty low, so oftentimes the armor does not have to be very high to stop this guy from killing. Meanwhile, he gets killed. So definitely use him with care. The other rare cards, another Steel Shaper Savant, and we have a Flame Shaper Savant as our final rare in this pack. Level 1 does nothing. Level 2, when you play a level 1 card, you may have Flame Shaper Savant deal 4 damage to target creature or player. Cool. And then with another Nexus Core, a Primordial Surge, which buffs the attack power of one creature to obscene levels, starting +7, +11, and +15. Great card to use on someone who has Breakthrough. Alright. Or there's a Tempest creature. I think he's called the Cinderfist Brawler. Where essentially if he hits your opponent directly, he'll basically hit him again. So, and he has very high power. So if you were to combine this with that guy, you could just like one-hit your opponent later in the game. So yeah, I think we've seen these other cards. This guy's a vanilla creature. We have the Volcanic Giant, who's been around for a while. I don't think he's changed too much during the development of SolForge. At the start of your turn, Volcanic Giant deals 1 to 4 damage to your opponent, and that just kind of goes up. The range goes up as he levels up. Oh boy! So, how many packs did we go? Oh man, yeah. We only opened 10 packs? Okay. Wow, I have so many more packs to open. I'm not going to endure or subject you to another 26 packs. I've gone on quite long enough, I think. I think now it's time for me to fill out my existing deck, then build maybe another new deck. And when we come back on our next episode, we're going to take my new creations and take them into battle. And I'll probably show off some of the new cards that I got in the meantime. So thank you very much for tuning in. It was a lot of fun opening packs with you guys. Sorry for the random phone call that interrupted us 10 minutes ago. Hopefully we'll avoid such interruptions in the future. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.